We are all looking at this point of time the best evidences. We have the question, we have the patient, we have the research, and how do we use it? These are some of the processes where you do research, a clinical research, it can be lab-based research, and it can be research down to the bench. And there's a big need because we have to get the best possible service, essential treatment, best knowledge, and to provide us a framework how to go about. So that's what the evidence-based approach is, and all of us should be aware of the evidence-based approach. It gives you an inquiry. So when a patient walks in, he said, what can you do for me? Yes, you need to do the correct test, the correct investigation, and with pathology and all, now we have the molecular studies. No patient, yes, logistics is in place, should not be deprived of any of these molecular testing of the tumors. We have to tell the patient these are the treatment options, these are the drugs, this is the molecule which is positive inside your body, and how do we go about it. There are certain studies, these are models which we don't need to go so much in details, but the current research and the clinical expertise will help or should help us to give the most best treatment decision to these patients. Yes, we have three pillars: research, evidence, and preference, and these are the 5 steps by which we go forward to get into the change. We need to bring that change. You may be in a hospital where difficult to change, but if you have a recommendation and that's come in the guidelines, yes, it is always better to use, train everybody, the patient, the background, even the electronics healthcare system to help us to get them. So we need to go through all the processes so to see that we have the best evidence. These are some of the models which we will go, and external evidence, as well as sometimes as clinician we have a huge experience. So try to use your experience, the internal evidence and the external evidence, and to give you the best possible optimized care to our patient with a better outcome, keeping research and recommendation. But then don't forget to discuss with your patient and the family background. He may not be in a position to what you are saying across the table to take through. Discuss with the patient, discuss with the family, take an informed decision before the treatment is executed. He may say, I don't want. Then we need to documentation again comes. One side we have the evidence-based medicine, one side across your table is the patient who is going to be receiving all these treatment. And so yes, so a lot of guidelines in clinical trials. I do a lot of clinical trials. I have completed more than 35 clinical trials, and I'm also doing the recent immuno-oncology clinical trials at our institute. And so these trials also have guidelines. There's guidelines for nursing practices, chemo, drugs, and competence. So that's huge lot of research, and people are now looking into evidence-based. And those are the 5 things which we already evaluation, appraisal, and using them. This is one of the bodies, that NCI. It's a very famous body for the accreditation. It has recommendation, and many of us go back and use the national guidelines. We in India do have the Indian guidelines, the ICMR guidelines. The little bit of difference between the research and these evidence-based is research brings us evidence. But if you see a study which has a research, say a new drug, they say, there was a newspaper cutting saying that colon cancer can be cleared by an immunotherapy. We got a lot of calls, patients came. Yes, it's a research, it is showing good results. But is it ready to be used to your patient tomorrow morning? And that's the question, is where, how do we use it? So yes, research on one side and evidence-based on other side. A lot of guidelines. Try to stick to any of these guidelines. It can be national, it can be international. We do have the ESMO, the European Society, which we also refer several times, and that is the European. We have our Indian guidelines. I do follow it because it is all evidence-based, and that's some of the lots of publication is there in the literature which talks you about the evidence. To try to get the evidence, any of the evidence, bigger bodies, Indian bodies, also put in your experience. Do not write or do not do or use any drugs or anything which is not indicated, or it has a borderline indication. Yes, when the patient fails, he's at stage 4, you have nothing to do. He's in front of you asking for treatment. Those are the patients, yes, you may try out off-level few drugs. That also we have off-level things. Yes, I know, that's what we were talking about, financial. Keep on talking to the patient attender. Do you really want this? And document it. Yes, billing, knowledge, medical resources, insurance, all put together brings us to this evidence. It's a very complex, actually it's a big chapter to go through and seeing the questions, the answers, the finance, the patient's perspective. We also have guidelines for the infection coming in, because cancer and infection go parallel with each other, and high quality evidence, because if you miss that infection and you don't treat properly, yes, we may lose the patient who would have been a survivor. So again, one more thing I want to emphasize, a multidisciplinary approach is very important for treatment of cancer and treatment of the supportive care, whether we all take a decision together. We discuss the case in the tumor board, and then we go forward it. And quickly, we also need to see the manufacturing things, how the drugs are manufactured. Older adults, be very careful. Evidence is lacking because most of the trials have not included them. Younger children also not included. So again, be very careful when you use drugs. A collaborative approach with evidence and targeted medicines, that's what coming out here. So leads not of evidence to use it. And the high quality data in cancer. If you don't update, every day new drugs, new things are coming, which adds to the armamentarium. We have improved over a period of time. Now when a patient walks into my OPD, I can say in an advanced stage, yes, you may live for 36 months, 48 months, which I was not able to speak much earlier. Cochrane systemic analysis, if you have doubt, quickly type, get into it, and see that you have evidence. FDA gives us data, and many of us are using it. It has a wide approval. I also use. Indian data, very good. ICMR, just click and you see that you are on track. So use always a recommendation. But into the information technology, we are in a digital era. There is a software, I know we used to use the BMS software, it is called, imported software. You put the patient's detail, it's an incorporation of AI into medical practice, which helps you. Yes, you have written this treatment. How good is this treatment? Is it as per the guidelines? And that's the AI technology helps you. AI is not going to replace any one of us, but AI is going to tell us that yes, you are right, you are going for a better treatment and what you do. Remember, 4 for all the students, 4 trials. Phase 1 is safety, 2 is effectiveness, 3 is comparing with the standard of care, and 4 is for a long term. If you use the drug, what are the toxicities? Look for safety, look for whether it works or not, the response rate, whether it is better than the running drug, and what happens if you are using this drug over a longer period of time. And that's how the patient-related outcomes have come into the discussion, and where you see what happens and what the patient feels. And sometimes, this patient-related outcomes gives you a much better review of what the drug actually goes on to. So yes, we are looking into improving patient care, improving quality of the patients, lot of research, bench to bedside, newer drugs, lots of stories to tell, biologics, immunotherapy, and all of my colleagues are aware. How much is the duration? What is the dose? Yes, we all have evidence. And daily the things are changing, and we need to keep ourselves updated. And that's what very important. It is now in most of the papers, patient-related. We need to talk to the patient. What is that? And that gives us a very good. So we conclude summary and recommendation, high-quality data at whatever level, whatever access, just see to the guidelines. Government schemes approve only recommended drugs. International schemes or private schemes also do that. Do not write or don't give drugs, don't operate on an advanced cancer. Please follow minimum guidelines, either Indian or FDA or NCI or EMA has to be followed to be on the safe. Remember, lots and lots of litigation, anybody can put in anything, but you also should be knowing that yes, I should not do anything which is wrong. Yes, develop dosage, everything that gives you. And that's what recommendation is. Thank you very much.